Hello there. This is episode 28 for Basil, our King of Thieves, for Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Last time, Basil really did become the King of Thieves by stealing a bunch of artifacts and then killing the person who tried to hire him for the job. Regardless, now it is time for Basil to head home. Since the leaders of the Iron Throne are at Candlekeep, he's going to go ahead and get himself ready to go. In this meantime, I'm actually going to do a little bit of preparation work before heading there. So I chat with Elton, but I basically tell him I got a few more things to wrap up in the city, which is not true because I'm about to just tell him that what we've learned, and I'm going to have Dynahair cast a spell, basically spell sequencer, right? So that she just clicks it and spells will automatically be cast instantly. And I choose 2 instances of web, and that is very, very powerful. And so now we tell Eltan, and we head back to Candlekeep.
Your journey has come full circle. Duke Elton has asked that you travel back to Candlekeep, where you must spy upon the leaders of the Iron Throne. While it troubles you that such evil men now make use of the Great Library, and you wish the circumstances of your visit would be different, it will still be a pleasure to return to your former home.
And we are immediately attacked by at least 2 ogre mages. This is a special edition from SCS. It basically ambushes us right outside of Candlekeep. This was a bit of a shock the first time I played this. I believe there are 4 or 5 guys here. So it's a good thing we prepared for our spells. So what I'm going to have Basil do is I want Basil to be basically sneaking around, eventually using a backstab. I'm going to have Dynahair cast that double instance of web. What this does is it basically forces, it basically will stun the ogre mages and allow Yeslik and Minx to basically beat the crud out of them. And I'm going to have Dynahair cast Magic Missile, try to get rid of the mirror images on this one guy who's charging her. I want to eliminate these so that Basil can just take them out. Although Dynahair's going to need some healing soon. And Basil gets one down. Meanwhile, this fight over here, the Yeslik and Minx are going to town on these ogre mages. It seems like the magic that they've cast is not too bad. Basil's gonna again try to hide in the shadows while Dynahair takes out their magic. She actually is gonna heal up because I don't want her dying. Basil's gonna make his way down.
You're a queer fellow.
And another one bites the dust. Then we got the ogre mage. There's only one more ogre mage down here. And with that, I'm going to have both Basil and Dynahair keep their distance. But even their additional assistance isn't really necessary, as Yeslik and Minx beat the crap out of them. And with that, we're going to pick up all their very nice equipment, including some very nice gems, and this letter. That is from a mysterious figure named S. And he says that he's going to pay, or he or she is going to pay 10,000 gold for taking out yours truly. Okay, so yet another bounty. And this is, by the way, is the book that we're going to give to the Keeper of the Portal. It doesn't really matter if you identify it. It doesn't do anything. And we're going to give the book.
You must donate a tome of great value to our libraries.
And once we give the book, we can go inside, back into Candlekeep. Home, sweet home. Well, first thing we're going to do is pop into the clinic here. They might have... I actually don't have a specific reason why. I just want to chat with people. And Fuller is here. Fuller was the guy at the beginning of the game who asked us to bring him some crossbow bolts, and we did, and got a very nice little dagger out of it that I think we sold eventually. I don't really know. Anyway, he basically is so happy that we've returned. He's asked what we've been doing. We'll tell him we've been killing more kobolds and ask him if he wants any of those old rusty short swords that they were carrying around. Fuller, of course, giggles and, of course, apologizes about Gorion passing. And with that, we're going to go ahead and continue to just walk around Candlekeep, trying to see who else is here. This is Hull. Hull was, of course, drunk at the beginning of the game, or rather, hung over, and he forgot his long sword in his chest. And we ended up bringing it to him, and we got a nice little money money for it. So with that, we basically, Hill basically, says sorry about your dad, and says, listen, you gotta sometimes run from a fight. You're young, and you gotta be keeping it safe. So Basil, of course, checks on all the stuff that we can grab. One interesting thing is that all of the chests reset. So even if you pick them at the beginning, picked all the gold out at the beginning, they will reset. But before we go, we're going to actually chat with this guy, Catterley. Catterley apparently is a bit of a celebrity in the Faerun universe. And Catterley was a friend of Gorion's, because Gorion was everybody's friend. And he talks to us about us meeting him a long time ago, that he's not much older than us, and that Gorion was a very dear friend of his. And basically, we tell him, we've received a lot of sympathy from a lot of people we don't know, and who was Gorion for all this. And basically, Catterley's like, listen, Gorion was just a good guy. He was always there. He was a harper. He was a very good friend, and he kept, he had a lot of information about everyone around and was a very good person. And Catterley is basically, Basil is like, well, I've learned a lot about myself in this journey, and oftentimes some stuff that I really didn't want to hear about. And Catterley's like, yeah, lots of people feel that way. It's completely normal. Well, it's really good to have you back here, and I'm just visiting myself. So that Basil's going to go ahead and keep on chatting with his childhood friends. And of course, one childhood friend that he gets to see is the cowherd, Dreppin. Oh, Dreppin.
What do you need?
And Dreppin asks what's life like out there. It doesn't really matter how you respond, but it's kind of cool how you can respond with it. It's scary. It's kind of like a pessimistic view. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a kind of naive view. And I always like this third one here. It's like it's big, right? It's bigger than the walls around Candlekeep. And it doesn't necessarily say it's good or it's bad. It's big. And I really like this response, and I like this kind of cute little exchange here. Dreppin does say that Elminster's been here, a couple other types. There's a couple of merchants from the Iron Throne who are here too. So, and they're still around. So we'll see if we run into them. Actually, that's our whole point in being here. We need to make sure that they are still here, and we need to try to find the evidence that they have been behind everything going on with the Sword Coast. So, with that, we might as well rest. I mean, that fight, we had to use a lot of Dynahair's spells. Reaver, of course, claims that we were AWOL. And so that drill sergeant dwarf screams at us to drop and give us 50. Give him 50. And Winthrop, of course, happy to see Emwyn after Emwyn snuck away. And Winthrop, of course, I'm sure he had to do all the chores himself once Emwyn snuck off. But it's good to see that Winthrop gives a very warm reception for Emwyn. And with that, he asks, what we've been up to. And we've been adventuring, giving the world a nice, good, righteous kick in the ass. With that, we're going to rest and Basil is going to have another dream, this time a recollection.
You close your eyes tonight, and visions of Candlekeep swim into view. As you pass through the gates of the citadel, there is a flash of memory, and you are a child of only a few seasons once more. At your side is Gorion, gray-haired even all those years ago. How old must he have been to age so little in the time since? Aged as he ever was, you still have to run to keep up with him. He has an important meeting with Ulrond, the keeper of the tomes. An important meeting about you. Funny, you don't remember it. As you stand outside the doors of the inner keep, you can hear the shouting from within. Gorion seldom raised his voice, though you did not care to listen to the discussions at your previous stops either. As you trace patterns in the water of a fountain, a reflection distracts you from the argument. A large raven has perched atop a stone wall and stares directly at you with huge black eyes. You stare back through the mirror of the water and are suddenly afraid to meet the bird's gaze any other way. It has claws for feet. You think to yourself, little skeletal claws. The doors of the keep suddenly swing open, and Ulrond storms out. He glances at you for a moment, but looks away as he speaks. You both can stay, he sneers, but mark my words, that child will be the death of you. A flash of memory once more, and Gorion walks out of the keep as he is today, dead. You drop your gaze back to the water so as not to see. The raven is gone, but your own image remains. Your eyes are black, like those of a bird. Like father, like child, the reflection says. You wake with a yell, predictably unrested.
And with that, Basil wakes up and now has the ability to draw upon Holy Might. Although I will say, draw upon Holy Might is a very good spell. We of course say hi to Flydea. We're gonna do one final sweep around of Candlekeep. Of course, we're gonna encourage Flydea to never change. Oh, you sweet old lady. But regardless, draw upon Holy Might is great. It gives a big boost to stats. Still kind of think it would be functionally useful if we could turn into a bird. This is Parda. Parda, of course, was the guy who first greeted us right after we killed our first... defended ourselves against our first assassin. And Parda says that there are dark times in Candlekeep. Something is afoot in Candlekeep. And Basil's asking, what's up? And Parda says that the Watchers are acting so strange. And some people that he's known and loved for years now pass the hallways without greeting. It's like everyone is just so different. And not only that, but there's a sense, there's a strange look in their eyes. Their beady, cold eyes. Yep, you guessed it.
Okay.
Doppelgangers.
Sure.
Well, let's head over to the place where it began. Check out the priest quarters. And there's a priest of Ogmen with a ton of dead cats. Why do you need a dead cat there? I don't know. Am I watching an episode of Hoarders? That's kind of sad. Oh yeah, the hissing is a real hint there, game. The priest of Ogma says that he's studying the dead cat, and Basil's like, well, why are you studying it? It's like the bones, the muscle structure, the shape of it. Yeah, we know what cats are. They're quadrupedal creatures that hop around and make internet videos. But we pry and pry and pry, and this mysterious priest of Ogma doesn't like our prying. And now we have to fight his true form, and he is indeed a doppelganger, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes. As I've mentioned, doppelgangers are not that dangerous, but they could potentially be dangerous. With that, we're going to have to wrap it up today. It looks like we have our tasks set out for us tomorrow. We need to get inside the library and figure out, what do the leaders of the Iron Throne want? Why are they here, and what are they doing? In the meantime, check out my other content, or leave the video a like, or subscribe to the channel if you like what I do. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and good luck. We're all counting on you.